Indy, I'm home.
After 10,000 years, I'm free!
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
So I've just read, as I started this league, that Wrenn and Six are now banned in Legacy. This might be the last league we ever see them, because people might still be playing it in a league. I don't know when they're effective from, you know? But fuck, that's cheered me up. I had a bit of a shit day. Goodbye and so long, and thanks for all the fucking wasteland locks, Wrenn and Six. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Oh, I'm happy. I'm fucking happy with Wrenn and Six's ban in this format, I tell you. Shambling Vent tapped. Interesting. Our opponent is a fan of the content, so that's good. That's good. Tick up our Aether Vial, which is something I haven't done in ages. It just feels fucking good to tick up a vial. I'm going to pass to them. I'm going to pause in their upkeep. I'm going to port them. It's going to be glorious. Tappity tap tap tap. That's shambling. Vent. I was just trying to rhyme it, but that's not really a word that rhymes. Tap and vent aren't words that rhyme. Swamp. What is this going to be? Dark Ritual? Oh, Jesus Christ. Liliana. Okay. Okay. Guess I'm going to discard my Plowshares. Is this like Pox? Feels like it's Pox. Feels very much like it's Pox. Okay, we're going to tick up our Aether Vial. But it's got a Lingering Souls, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but Jitte can deal with that. We're then going to draw Plains. We'll play a Plains then. We will be porting them and making a Thalia on an end step or a Stoneforge Mystic. Undecided yet. We won't be doing it in their turn, because I just ticked out Liliana and we'll lose it. Tap the Shambling Vent. If they want to play Lingering Souls this turn... I want to make a Thalia to make their Lingering Souls worse. But then Thalia just dies to Liliana and that doesn't feel too... Neither does that, honestly. Okay. So we're going to discard our Plains. I should have Vialed in Thalia now. Then they can bounce it with the Caracas, but it still stops them from making the Lingering Souls. I guess. Okay, we've gone to combat. They're keeping the Caracas. Step, just make a Stoneforge Mystic then. This way we can get Jitte. We can play and equip Jitte, as long as they haven't got a Plowshares here. Discard a card as well. Well, I guess we're going to lose this one then. Fucking hell. Let's go and get a Jitte. Liliana the Veil proving herself to be an incredibly powerful Planeswalker here, because we are in a bad spot. Okay, we drew a Thalia, so that's something. We're going to port their Caracas in their upkeep. They can't float a bounce. They can only float a white mana. Does make our Jitte cost 3 mana, though. That's the big downside. The Caracas really made this complicated, because the Thalia would have been good against both Triumph and Lingering Souls the previous turn, but Caracas made it a problem. So we're sacrificing a Thalia here. So on the upside, Thalia has shot Liliana for 2 and then died, essentially. They can now flashback Lingering Souls. So they're not casting anything again. Do they have another copy of Triumph? Is that deck just tailor-made to fuck with my current draw? Is that what it is? We're not going to take this up because we need to make this Thalia off of our lands. Another land will be good. Hit another land. That's nice. Let's make a Jitte. And now we need to just hit creature after creature, I guess. Oh, got a bit ahead of myself there. Went to port them in end step. That's not what we... So we have a Liliana inside our Pokeball. They're going to tick up Liliana. Oh, sorry, we have a Thalia inside our Pokeball, not a Liliana. They're going to tick up Liliana. And then we make a Thalia. Now if they miss a land drop, they can't actually make any Lingering Souls tokens, which is nice. However, hitting the Liliana with our Thalia only takes it down to 2. They had a Thoughtseize. They could have Thoughtseized us to push the Thalia into play. So they've got a push. Okay, so it's a Dark Ritual to net a bonus mana, so they can Lingering Souls. They are 2 for 1 themselves all over the shop, but the Liliana is carrying so much card advantage for them, it doesn't actually matter. This is crazy. It's just a Gurmag Angler instead. Wow, okay. That's strong, I've heard. I guess we want to Plowshares here so we can threaten the Lily. I'm going to take out my Vial at this point. Oh, do I want to take out my Vial at this point? Because it makes the Caracas Thalia pretty rough. No, I don't think I can yet. We drew a Caracas. That's not even remotely where I want to be right now. Okay, well... Fucking sucks to be me, I guess. Jesus. So we're not going to attack. We are going to stick a Jitte on the the Guardian of Thraben, though. We're going to go to upkeep, and we're going to port the Caracas. They're going to return the Thalia to our hand, which I think I'm okay with, honestly. They can now Lingering Souls, which isn't too bad. We can grind our way through that, maybe. Each player discards a card. So at this point, we then make a Thalia. They should have probably cast Lingering Souls first, whilst there's no Thalia in play. But at least this way, Thalia's not going to die to the Edict effect. Bloodghast. This is Pox, right? They can't attack, because then Liliana would be unprotected. And Liliana is basically their win condition right now. Moon Crusader, Recruit of the Guard, even a Wisp would be pretty good, honestly. I think I need to tick up my vials so that my top decks are just stronger. If I keep playing this loop-to-loop with Thalia, we're not getting any further, and Liliana's still taking. That said, we can equip the Jit to the Angler, attack Liliana, they block with the Gurmag, get some first strike damage on the go, then reset our Thalia with our own Caracas. So I guess I'm going to say no to ticking up just yet. Maybe that's what Liliana should have took last turn. Aether Vial A, that's not good. I'll go as far as to say that's fucking shit. Okay, we're going to attack the Liliana. They're going to block. We're going to do first strike damage. I'm then going to return Thalia to my hand after the first strike damage is done. I'm then going to go to upkeep. I'm going to tap the Caracas. And now they can cast Lingering Souls, but we can kill the souls. We can also kill the Bloodghast too. They put a third land, so Thalia's not really putting off the Lingering Souls anymore. Sure thing, buddy. Sure thing, buddy. Liliana still hasn't been activated this turn, so we have to be aware of that. Murderous Rider is a 2/3. Okay. I guess. Sure. Ticks up. So then, yeah, we're going to make a Thalia. Discard the second Vial. Its most useful mode is being discarded. Bloodghast can't block, just so everyone knows. At home. We're not going to take up our Vial yet because it's doing God's work being on 2. Wasteland's a good draw here. So we can play Wasteland and we can sacrifice it to kill the Caracas. We can equip our Jit. With Liliana. Fuck! Well, we get to keep... Well, they put things in piles, so what we get to keep is unknown at this point in time. And then we're going to attack with Thalia. As we thought. So we're going to kill the Murderous Rider by giving it -1/-1. Thalia kills it. Thalia survives. They get no life gain. It goes in the bottom of the library. We get some counters. And then, unfortunately, we're stuck in a world where they're going to ultimately Liliana the Veil, and we have to try and win through it. Which isn't impossible. They haven't got a hugely demanding board presence right now. The thing is, we probably have to use our Jit counters before they ultimate Liliana. That's the problem. The attack with a Gurmag and a Bloodghast, I assume, and we're going to kill the Bloodghast with our Jit. Bloodghast isn't coming in. Interesting. No, it definitely is coming in. There'll be no... Save ourselves 2 life by killing the Bloodghast. It's the same as taking the counter off to gain 2 life, except it forces them to have a land bit to replay it. If they ultimate Liliana here, we kind of have Liliana off the board. And this whole game's been a minigame around fucking Planeswalkers, so I'd be pretty happy with that, if I'm completely honest with you. Each player discards a card. They discarded a Gurmag. That's odd. They can't cast the Lingering Souls because of the Thalia. Even if they could, I could kill them both. I feel that might have been a misplay. I guess ultimately, ultimating the Liliana in this circumstance doesn't win them the game. It just messes me up significantly. And the Gurmag might win them the game. And I guess I can shoot the Jitte Thalia. Oh, no, they... I did not feel like I had won that game, but apparently they think I did. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, they don't want to play any more Magic. That's game over. This is the first game of the league, my friends. That was fucking weird.
Another one.
We have won this die roll. We have a hand with an Aether Vial in it. And we got Giver of Runes, Charming Prince, and Thalia. That's pretty tight. This probably should be Mother of Runes again now that Wrenn and Six is gone. But I guess Plague Engineer is still a thing. That said, Well, actually, no, diversifies the creature types, doesn't it? They can still name Cleric, but that'd be pretty shit for everything else in the deck, barring Prelate. Ha ha! Doesn't matter, though, because it looks like we're about to fucking die. I want to fire my Giver of Runes into the Chancellor so we can resolve our Aether Vial next turn. And I'm hiding the Caracas to hope they don't play around Caracas, so that we can then Caracas a Grizzlebrand. If they play Caracas, they may play around it if they're a Reanimator, and then we'll get Inkwell Leviathan, or Archetype of Endurance, or Ashen Rider, or some other fucking nonsense. Polluted Delta into Lotus Petal. Polluted Delta is cracked. They go and find a Badlands. That's wastelandable. Dark Ritual. I guess we might see a Thought Season coming here. Cabal Therapy. Naming Thalia, Wisp, Swordster, Plowshares. Plowshare seems like a good name. Unfortunately, they'll know about Caracas now. So, Entomb, Reanimate, they just don't get a legendary creature, and then we might be up shit creek. Yeah, Plowshares was the best possible. The funny thing is, my sideboard is packed not very heavily with Graveyard Hate. We have 3 or 4 pieces, but I cut down on a rest to play a second copy of Surgical prior to the whole Wrenn and Six nonsense. Faithless Looting, okay. Are they just going to make a Chancellor of the Annex? Is that their plan? It seems pretty good, honestly. Entomb. Okay. Ashen Rider, okay. And them knowing about the Caracas has really fucked us. Game 1 is pretty hard against this. We need to top like Plowshares, exactly, because this is only when it enters or dies. So if we can plow it, we're alright. We can still survive a few turns by playing our Aether Vial. They have 1 card in hand, we don't know what it is. The Chancellor of the Annex that we know from the beginning of the game is currently in their discard pile. If they make another Chancellor, we're going to struggle to win. We are still on the 4-turn clock. Stone Forge into Batterskull could help us race. Plowshares is our best. Palace Jedi wouldn't be terrible, except for the fact that it's going to be too late. On the upside, Charming Prince does allow us to actually prolong the game a little bit and gain us some life. The Thalia this turn, however, if they keep staying on 1 land, means that they won't get to, oh, there's the second land. They won't get to cast much. Wisp is a blocker. A Giver of Runes to be able to give it protection from black, so it can block indefinitely, would also be... Wisp also resets the Charming Prince to gain us another 6 life total, so we can actually survive 1 more hit, maybe? So they're going to hit us for 5. Ideally, a Wisp to flicker our own Wisp would also be pretty good to give us, like, multiple blockers against the Ashen Rider. Tick up our Aether Vial. Draw a Rishardan Port. That's definitely a magic card. I just don't know if it does anything here. We go to combat. We attack for 2. Taking them to 9. We then vial in our Prince. Gain 3 life. Play a Wisp. The other option was using the Charm Prince to vial out our flickers when we block. But, I don't know. This is presenting like a good amount of damage in the ground and in the air. They might not be able to literally attack this turn. So here we could Charming Prince out our Wisp, gain another 3 life the following turn, and then we've gained 9 life total? No, we wouldn't have gained life here, so we're going to just gain the life. We're on 16 now. That's 4 attacks as opposed to 2. That's pretty good. Our little Knight of Autumn / Flicker Wisp / Kitchen Finks. So good. So they are going to attack. Taking us to 11. We're going to slam back in next turn. We're going to have Rishardan Port to tap. They've got something here for 2 mana. Are they going to... They can't 1 mana reanimate the Chancellor because that would dome them for a lot. They're going to Cabal Therapy. So they can Ashen Rider to exile something. Exiling the Thalia. That seems pretty legit, honestly. Hadn't seen that line. Hadn't considered it. But it gets those... It gets them out from underneath the Thalia and also lowers the clock. If they now have a 1 mana Reanimate spell, they can bring back the Ashen Rider again, which can then exile the Flicker Wisp, and then they can just block the Charming Prince if I attack with it. Although a 1 mana Reanimate spell would make the Ashen Rider shoot them for 8. Reanimate itself damages them equal to its CMC, so that doesn't seem like the best. They named Thalia. Even the Caracas up, we couldn't have saved her there, because they could just then name Thalia. Oof. That could not have been a better draw. Attack for 5. Activate Vial. Say yes and play Recruiter. Go get Thalia. Post board, we'd have to care about Massacre here, but now we don't, so we can play Thalia. Go to upkeep. Port there. red source because they have more main board red cards and Faithless Looting, and the green's just for sideboard cards like Abrupt Decay, I believe. And we win game 1, which it did not look that way. It did not look that way. Game 1 against this deck is very rough. The deck is still, I think, favoured slightly in game 2 and 3, but I think we have a better chance. I think I like Deafening Silence on the play, but not on the draw. We have a lot of stuff to bring in against them. Jesus Christ on a bike. I don't know if we want Stone Forges at all, if I'm completely honest with you. I think Mirror and Crusader might just be better in terms of being able to swing through a Grizzlebrand, or an Archetype of Endurance, or whatever, an Ashen Void, any of that nonsense, really. And Giver of Runes gives us a way to get our flyers to be able to block their flyers. That said, post-board, if I'm taking out Tomic, we only have 3 flyers in the entire deck. The flying count of this deck has gone down and down over the years. I don't know if that's correct. We have so much removal in Graveyard Hate after board. It's insane. Just the Graveyard Hate is a little bit slower than what it used to be. I'm going to keep this. This seems good, aside from the lack of Graveyard Hate. The Recruiter can go and get a Fairy Macabre if we find ourselves in that situation. However, a turn 1 Plowshares or turn 1 Vial might still be good enough. There's that thing where, like, if you don't have a Surgical or Rip, you mulligan, but having, like, Plowshares and Recruiter feels pretty good. They faithlessly loot. They did Geppetto, interestingly, so I'm not quite sure what their hand consistency is. I would have thought the mana would have been super important. So Prelude's a pretty good draw. The Plowshares, the problem with Plowshares in hand, if we just pass the Plowshares up now, is that they can easily just have Unmask, as they've ditched one already, Cabal Therapy, Thoughtseize, or Duress, and our hand doesn't do anything. So I think playing the Aether Vial is actually stronger here. It also might affect that we don't have Plowshares. So if they go for a Cabal Therapy into something else, they might name Thalia as opposed to the Plowshares, or Rest in Peace instead of the Plowshares. Faithless Looting number 2. So good, it was banned in Modern, and correctly so, in my humble opinion. They found their second land. They ditched an Animate Dead and another Looting there. That's interesting. We drew a Plains, which is okay. It's unexciting, but it's a card. It allows us to cast our Recruiter next turn and go get a Fairy Macabre, for example, as well. So that's pretty good. We play Giver of Runes, we keep up a white source for Plowshares, and we come some Vol and another Giver of Runes. This means that if we have to get a flyer for a Recruiter of the Guard, the flyer can have protection from black to block a Grizzlebrand, or protection from white to block a Chancellor, and so on and so on. However, an Elish Norn is still a big problem. So the upside to them entombing our end step here, if they do get Elish Norn and go to make it next turn, we can plow it before it just wraths our board. If we have to play anything more into the board before they do that, but they've gone for Grizzlebrand instead, which makes sense because Grizzlebrand's basically the enabler. Entomb's the best card in their deck, and then Grizzlebrand is a close second. Dark Ritual. This is bad. This Dark Ritual might mean that they then go Dark Ritual into Thoughtseize before Animate Dead. Nope, they've gone for Exhume. Okay. So they're going to get back Grizzlebrand. They can now draw a shit ton of cards and try to go off further. They're going to draw 7 here. Now, I haven't played much Legacy lately, so I'm forgetting and not really understanding where I'm best plowsharing this Grizzlebrand. If I plow it here, they know they're gaining 7s, they just draw another 7. Also, if they make an Elish Norn this turn, we need to plow the Elish Norn. So I think we can let it go. I'm always surprised when I don't see a Chrome Mox in, like, Reanimator lists. It seems like one Chrome Mox is pretty good to draw into off of a Grizzlebrand, but maybe I like my fast mana too much in my combo decks. Now they unmask me, which is a bit of a kick in the shit because we have to plow the Grizzlebrand now. I double checked. They were targeting me. That'd be embarrassing if they weren't. They drew 7, we exile the Grizzlebrand, and then they continue to unmask me. They're going to have 3 mana post-unmask. They're going to take the Sanctum Prelate or the Recruiter. I guess the Recruiter is the best card here for them, for us getting something that will deal with whatever nonsense they make after the unmask resolve, so I think the Recruiter is the take here. Yep, they took the Recruiter, which basically cuts off the vast majority of our lines, which makes me feel pretty sad about life. They have 4 mana, thanks to another Lotus Petal, with 11 cards in hand. Grizzlebrand is one hell of a magic card, kids. Grizzlebrand is one hell of a magic card. They play a land for the turn, because I thought this was the turn 2, but it's actually turn 3. I forgot that I was on the draw here, because it's unusual to win game 1 against Reanimator. So they now have access to 5 mana. They could basically do anything they want. The world is their oyster. Okay, Thoughtseize. So we're going to make the Giver here anyway, because if they have a second copy of Thoughtseize, we could lose the Giver runes to the first one and the Prelate to the second one. So I have to make the Giver here just to not lose everything. And they're targeting themselves, because I wasn't thinking. Okay, that's Interesting. They put the Archetype of Endurance into their graveyard. So we now need to draw Council Judgments and Council Judgments only. I paid attention to where the Unmask was going, but not to where the Thoughtseize was going. Their hand is Reanimate, Animate, Dead, Exhume. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're fucked. The problem they have is that they only have one creature in the graveyard. They need to use these Faithless Lootings to get things into the bin. They could loot here and then use Reanimate post-looting. No, they're just going to exhume the Archetype of Endurance. This is fair. Next turn they can... Oh, they messed up. They messed up a little bit here. Ooh. Okay. Sure. That's pretty good. It's pretty good indeed. Okay. So, next turn they can Faithless Looting for 3 mana, and then they can either 1 mana or 2 mana Reanimate. Our Sanctum Prelate will stop them from using 2 mana spells, or 1 mana spells, whichever one we choose. So I think we put Prelate on 1 to stop the Faithless Lootings, and then we get a Thalia here to play off of our Vial, which will then stop them from doing much, and then we can beat them to death with Giver of Runes Protected Creatures against this green. The other option, obviously, is Containment Priest, which is also pretty good. Does a similar thing. Rune Crusader's pretty good. But we know they've got Grizzlebrand in hand. We can't let them make a Grizzlebrand. They've got a land in hand as well, so they could easily go 4 mana, Faithless Looting, 2 mana, Reanimate. So even getting like a Wisp here to reset the Recruiter and getting a Thalia doesn't do it either. I think our best line is Prelate on 1 and then Thalia. Because they can Entomb, Exhume if we don't put them on 1. No, I end up getting Containment Priest. I think Containment Priest is just better here. Like, the Prelate will turn off all 1 CMC spells, like Entomb, for example. Okay, they can Entomb Reanimate now, can't they? I didn't think that through. I thought it through a lot, but I didn't think it through right this moment. We're going to get Elish Norn. Yeah, I played into the Elish Norn. I thought so far ahead into the next turn that I forgot that they still had, well, more of a turn left. Okay, we're not dead. We could draw, like, Caracas into the card that kills stuff. Council Judgment. Those are cards we can draw. But I really balls that up. Fair and Macabre would have been the correct line by a huge margin. But I blanked on what was happening and just, okay, we're taking a lot of damage next turn. They can also make a Grizzlebrand next turn. So I think now the game is over. Yeah. Let's see if they fuck it up, though. The frustration there is that I knew what their hand was. So, yeah. Now I need to draw exactly Council Judgment. No. Okay, we know what their hand was. The line was in front of us, but I got fucking absolutely sidetracked by how we can ensure that we win. And I guess you are playing to win, so I guess they could have made mistakes. But the Fair and Macabre would have cut the Elish Norn off the table, and then we would have died to the Archetype. But we had a board state as well. Okay, no, the Fair and Macabre was completely correct if I just fucking realised what was happening. I realised Deafening Silences on the play. Okay, 2-1 Deafening Silence into a Thalia seems pretty strong. Let's give that a shot. We've got Plowshares and we've got Path. I'm into it. Honestly, we're going to get Thoughtseize Unmasked on turn 1, so we're not going to get to keep the Thalia. Or they might try and get rid of the removal spells. There's that as well. Let's play Deafening Silence and pass the turn. At least our opponent can't go absolutely fucking crazy this turn. They have 6 cards in hand. They mulligan down to 6. So they might have mulliganed to the ability to combo off and get something into play immediately. They Badlands into Faithless Looting. This got Dark Ritual and Bloodstained Mire? Interesting. If they discarded an actual creature, we'd have to think along the lines of how we play around it, but the fact they didn't gives us a whole turn to set up, so we can now just play Thalia. The next turn we can have Port plus Path up, or we can Wasteland plus Port, which is pretty backbreaking. Path is better against Grizzlebrand when they're going off. Sword is better when you're trying to lock them out like this. They play their second land. They play their Faithless Looting. They fail to discard a creature again. Interesting. Our best draws now are Fairy Macabre or Surgical Extraction. That's still a pretty good draw. I like it. Let's go ahead and destroy the Bayou, because we don't want them abrupt decaying our Deafening Silence. We know they've got Reverence or whatever the fuck it's called. The thing, like the enchantment that blows up a lot of stuff. A lot of artifacts and enchantments. We saw that in their hand last game. Revered Silence? Is that the one? I don't know. It's called something. It's got a name and there are words in that name. Well, looks like they can't do anything with a land blown up and a land ported, so I'm pretty happy with that. We drew another Wasteland, which... that's a pretty good draw. Okay, Wasteland is one of my favourite Magic cards for this reason. I'm not even recurring to the Wrenn and Six. I'm being completely fair, trading one resource for another, with a Thalia and a Deafening Silence in play. We're going to tap their Bloodstained Mire now to force them to crack it, so we can then tap it next turn. Nope, they're going to let it get tapped. Cool. Are we going to get massacred? That would be frustrating. They were waiting to pay costs but didn't, so I'm assuming that's a massacre in their hand. So I really want to place a prelate on 4 to play around massacre. The reason they couldn't play it, by the way, is because they haven't cracked their Bloodstained Mire for a swamp. They will now crack it for a swamp. Yeah. Telltale signs. It will cost them 1 whole mana to cast it, though. Oh, they were casting the Petal in their hand, not a massacre. Gotcha. Leonin Relic Water. Another white source allows us to take this Petal away. I would enjoy that a lot, but we cannot do that right now. This Lotus Petal also allows them to play Abrupt Decay or Wear Tear or whatever their sideboard like Artifact and Enchantment hate is. So that's a problem, but it's a problem we'll have to, I say, deal with. Accept our fate if it happens. On the upside, Abrupt Decay costs 3 mana with Thalia in play, and they haven't hit a 4th land drop. We drew another port, which is nice. Beat them to 8. Bloodstained Mire. Okay, that's some more mana. We might be seeing an instant speed removal spell or something in their next upkeep. Or if it's a sorcery speed answer like that Revered Silence, whatever the fuck it's called, then they won't be casting it. Aether Vial. Oh, I want to cast it, but with Thalia in play it costs 2, and that involves taking a turn off. I don't think we can take a turn off and porting them right now. We tap their swamp again. They're currently on 6. They're now floating the banner, so this is what I predicted. There's some sort of instant speed interaction that they can now cast with the full power of their mana. Having to use a Lotus Petal alongside it, though, is pretty brutes, if that's what they need to do. Entomb. Well, that's the only spell they can cast this turn. They're going to turn Elishnorn? Because then we're going to see them reanimated next turn. There's the Elishnorn. At least we have Path, and Plowshares. Archetype of Endurance would be a lot more brutal there, but they need to kill this Thalia so they can do stuff, I guess. We drew a Plains, which is nice, because then we can we can double port them. Oh boy. Oh boy. Or do I take the Lotus Petal with the Relic Water? It does the same thing, right? But it turns the clock up. Yeah, let's do that. Take the Petal, port you in upkeep. Seems pretty decent. I mean, we might see a massacre now, but we're pretty set up if they massacre. I guess either way, if they have a land plus a 1 mana reanimation spell, they can get there. The problem is that they can't reanimate because they're on 3. So it has to be a 2 mana option like Animate Dead or similar. I guess they could have Dark Ritual to get 1 more mana ahead, but nope, looks like they don't. Death and Taxes is back, kids. Death and Taxes is back.